You are about to embark on the most monumental journey of all archaeological discoveries in this new live series by The God Culture. A 3,000-year gold rush documented so many ways it will make your head spin. The mother lode that would cause the likes of Indiana Jones to salivate. The true land of gold in all of history, which leads to the location of the Garden of Eden and the land of creation. Identifying the rivers from Eden en route. Why is this important? You will never understand geography, history, nor especially Bible prophecy without this restored knowledge of what many will consider the most illustrious realm on earth. Today, we call this the Philippines. Though founded in the Bible, which is the origin of this saga of renown, examine the history, archaeology, geography, science, linguistics, etc., which all converge to reveal what the world knew and somehow misplaced about a century ago. This is a mystery no longer, and now you will know the whereabouts of the lost Isles of Gold. Mabuhay, Philippines! Mabuhay! Yes, we are in the studio in Davao City, Philippines. Welcome. And we are here today. We're going to cover one of the most popular topics that we have. Believe it or not, it's our number 1 and number 2 video in English and Tagalog. And it is the trek of the Hebrew to the Philippines. How about that? Now, here's our thinking. Our thinking was, when we first did this, and still remains the same, and we're glad we did, we believe that if, in fact, there was such a strong connection with the nation of Israel and the Philippines back in the days of King Solomon and beyond, that we should be able to find some remnant Hebrew and even Greek here. Now, having undertaken that exercise, we found more than 1,000 words that are really, truly of Hebrew origin, right? Now, someone can say, oh, I don't agree with that one, or I don't agree with that one. Okay, that's fine, whatever. We're talking 1,000 here, okay? So if 5 are accurate, we're good, because there shouldn't be Hebrew in the Philippines. It shouldn't be here. It's only here because of the connection with Israel, because the Philippines is Ophir. So we see this as researchers as further evidence and proof that this is the land of Ophir. And it has to be. And the amount of evidence is just, this is going to blow you away. I'm going to cover several words, and I'm going to breeze through these. You're going to love this. But remember that this is also and we have a huge chapter in the search for King Solomon's treasure that's Hebrew in the Philippines. Huge. And we show you the Strong's Concordance. We show you the, whatever concordance we're using. We show you the dictionary. We show you all of that stuff there. We even show you the Tagalog dictionary sometimes. So we show you how we derive these words that we believe very well could be or most likely are of Hebrew origin and Greek, because there are some Greek. I'll just throw out a Greek one right now. I think you've heard of this. There's a mountain called, what's it called? Apo? Yeah, that one, the giant one. The tallest in the Philippines. Apo is a Greek loan word. In every dictionary, look it up. Apo is Greek. Apo is not actually originally a Philippine word. And so it came from the Greeks. Now also, so we have Solomon's Treasure in English and Tagalog, and then we also published Garden of Eden Revealed, the Book of Maps. These are supported by a 300-page source book. That's where the evidence is. So go read the books if you want to know the truth. I encourage you to do so. These books are free in ebook, Solomon's Treasure in English and Tagalog. And so go download that free, at least read that. Also watch Solomon's Gold series, our deeper series that even will cover more Hebrew than we cover here. And we cover much of it throughout the series because we keep finding Hebrew in the Philippines. And we shouldn't, see? We shouldn't. We shouldn't see that here. If you're an isolated, tribal, people only that were waiting in diapers for Magellan to show up and save you, right? That is a ridiculous story. It was never true. It's like I said before, you weren't discovered by Magellan. You were already here. Yeah. So you can't be discovered if Magellan is the one that came here. You discovered him. And then you killed him. So how about that? Now, so check out our 2 series. But let's go into the Hebrew elements of the Philippines. This is fantastic. It doesn't matter if one looks at this and want to ridicule and they say, oh, well, I don't agree with this one. It's okay. Don't agree with that one. It's all right. You don't have to. It is not the purpose of this exercise. This instead is to go through and see if we can identify at least some that really, truly connect. And again, if you can see even a few here, then you know what? We have agreement, because that's all we're looking for. So we know that the Great Flood occurred, and Noah built the ark in the Philippines because he lived here, right? Now, we would then be looking for a mount named, well, let's see, in Hebrew, maybe it would be named earth covered. How about Mount Arayat? Ara, earth. Ya'at, covered in Hebrew. So it literally means earth covered in Hebrew. That's a pretty good marker, pretty good shot. Understand that when Padre Torino was writing about the Philippines, he said, by the way, that every Filipino he encountered could read and write. Wow. 100% literacy. 100%. So this has been a mislabeled, misconstrued nation all along by the Jesuits. But Padre Torino said, the Tagalog language, has the mystery and obscurities of the Hebrew language. What? Where did that come from? I'll tell you where it came from, because we've now studied this out. We agree with him. There are the mysteries and obscurities of the Hebrew language here. There are direct Hebrew words. And it is indisputable, at least for some. There was a Jewish dude that came here named Stephen Levinson, conducting a linguist, basically, training. And at the end of the workshop, this is the quote from that, one mother tongue translator remarked that, had he known of the parallels between Philippine languages and biblical Hebrew, he would have found the learning of the latter much easier. His remark led me to raise the matter with a couple of seminary professors who teach Hebrew in Manila. See, they're saying, even in modern times, that even modern Tagalog has elements of Hebrew within. And that if you understood that before you were teaching Hebrew to a Tagalog-speaking person, that they would understand Hebrew better, because they would realize that the synergy between Hebrew and Tagalog is very similar. Very similar. There's a lot. And there's a lot of words that you share even in definition. For instance, in the days of Peleg, in Genesis 10:25, Peleg, in his days, the whole earth was divided, right? Now, what's that divided? It means Noah divided the earth between his 3 sons. However, if you want to pronounce that name properly to the Hebrew, you would change the vowel sounds. You would not pronounce it Peleg. You would pronounce his name to mean it was divided, Pulag, as in Mount Pulag, the tallest mountain on Luzon. Now, how did that name get there? That's impossible. Yet, there you go, the ancestor of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob on the mountain since ancient times in the Philippines. You see, Eber, the sons of Eber, Joktan is where Ophir, Sheba, Tarshish, or well, not Tarshish, but Ophir, Sheba, Havilah come from. And then Peleg is Joktan's brother, the other son of Eber, which Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob come from Pulag. However, Eber and Hebrew are synonymous. Hebrew is the plural word in Hebrew of Eber, Eberim. So it's the same word. It means in English we would render it Ebers. A Hebrew is Ebers. They're Eber's generations. Now, they don't have to be an Israelite because the descendants of Joktan are also Hebrews. The Philippines has had Hebrews all along. All along. So that's why you find these remnants of Hebrew here as well. So basically, Eber was the father of all the children of Hashem. Also, the father of all the children of Eber is called out in Genesis 10:21. So there's something special about all the children of Eber, not just the ones that come from Abraham. See, because the Philippines also comes from Eber. But here's one for you. Kabayan. Kabayan. Hidden by God's grace in Hebrew. Imagine that. How's that possible? It's two Hebrew words. Sagada means knowing praise in Hebrew. Two words. Now, where did that come from? Here is an amazing one, because this name is found throughout the Philippines. Cagayan. Cagayan means feast of Yah. Oh, what? In the Philippines? Feast of Yah? What would that have to do? How did that get here? And that's the real question. When you seek the answer to that question, you'll realize it's because this is the ancient land of the Garden of Eden and the land of gold that has had a connection all along. Someone will say, "Oh, wait, but Cagayan, that means river, right? Cagayan's river." No, it isn't. No, it isn't. No. Because if it was, then it wouldn't be the name of some of the islands that don't have rivers. Oops. You wouldn't name an island river when it doesn't have a river, right? Okay, so you have Cagayan de Oro, you have Cagayan Sulu, you have Cagayan Silo. Cagayan de Oro would be feast of Yah with gold, right? Cagayan Sulu is an Akkadian word meaning highway, right? Feast of Yah highway, because it's in the middle of the Sulu Sea. So it's the highway in ancient times. Silo is Spanish, right? So Cagayan Silo is tithe. That's what that Spanish word means, tithe. So tithe of the feast of Yah. That doesn't sound like a coincidence to me. And, these names are just too much to ignore. Then you have Naga. He, it, touched in Hebrew, letter for letter. Mount Banahau is known as a spiritually significant mountain for some reason. That's just a native legend. It's what they believe. Well, guess what it means in Hebrew? Built by Creator God. Wow. In fact, that word Banah is built in early Genesis in the first chapter when He created. See, it's right there. So these are deep words that are deep Hebrew and very rooted. Then you have this weird one. It's called Mount Kabalian in Leyte. You may not have even heard of it. They call it the hidden mountain locally. The hikers, those that climb it. Oh, wait a minute. Why are they calling it the hidden mountain? Well, in Hebrew, Chaba means hide. And Lian means very, very much, exceedingly greatly. So greatly hidden is what it means in Hebrew. The hidden mountain. They're talking about the meaning in Hebrew. See, these things are so obvious. Then you go to Igorot, right? And the Igorot people are special people. There's a lot of tribes here that bear very special names and legends that will astound many. But the Igorot has the oddest thing. It is a direct pronunciation in the Hebrew language. You pronounce it Igorot. And it means letter, epistle. So what letters do the Igorots have from ancient times from the Bible paradigm? Wow. In fact, Igorot law, according to American Archaeological and Ethnology, Igorot law ranks fairly with Hebrew law. So there's similarities between Hebrew law of the Bible and Igorot law. Now, how's that possible? How did they get that up there in those mountains in Baguio in the mountain province? Then you have this really cool one, Panay. Panay means overlooking the face of God in Hebrew. Wow. Then we have Samar, standing upright in anger. Why would they be doing that? Well, also, by the way, Samar, Samaria, that's definite Hebrew. There's really no way around it. It means it bristled, basically, and it actually has great connotations here because the Philippines has been raped and abused by the conquerors for many centuries. Bahul, merchants of the sea, means to come and go, and, that's just amazing. Then you have this weird legend from the Iskaya tribe on Bahul. This is their legend. This is their claim. Who knows where it comes from, but it's their oral legend that has survived. They claim that they are descended from the builders of King Solomon's temple. Where did that come from? How does that get there? Because this is the land of Ophir, and yes, probably some of their people did travel to Israel and help build the temple. That wouldn't be a surprise at all. Even the word Tagalog, Taga-Ilog, right? People of the river. Wow. Whoa, people of the river. Wait. Why would it be people of the river? There's no significant rivers in the Philippines, really. I mean, they're all, none of them are really big. So why would it be people of the river? It'd be the people of the Pisan River from Eden. That is what? River. And that's why you're the people of the river. It makes perfect sense when you think about it. Look at Sabah. Sabah's direct Hebrew, folks. Direct Hebrew. It means abundant. It means filled to satisfaction. It has other meanings also in Hebrew, in modern Hebrew, but in the Bible context. Can you imagine the sailors coming here to the Philippines, and they're seeing all the abundant Sabah everywhere, and they fill themselves to satisfaction? It fits perfectly. Makes sense. What about buko or buku, right? Buku in Hebrew means they were split. What do you do to a buko? And there you go. So then you have Mount Pinatubo, right? There's two Hebrew words there. Pina, right? He is our chief Pina, cornerstone. Cornerstone of goodness to come. That's what that means. It's actually three words in Hebrew. Then you have, this one's really awesome, Mindoro. Now, we have a video. We have a video called Miraculous Mindoro you've got to see. And because Mindoro, they say, it was named Mina de Oro by the Spanish and became Mindoro. That is trash. That is illiterate to history. The first mention of Mindoro as an island by the Spanish is Mindoro, not Mina de Oro. And no, they didn't misspell their own Spanish language. So they understood it. They rendered it the way it had always been. Why? Because it's two Hebrew words. See, min and doro. Min means species. Doro, generations. Species of the generations. Now, how does that fit the Philippines and that area of the Sulu Sea? Because it's ground zero for the origin of species. And it's on that island in name right there in Mindoro. Wow. Species of the generations. And next to it is Palawan. Palawan is two Hebrew words. Pala is extraordinary in Hebrew. And Awan is actually the name of Adam's first daughter, according to the book of Jubilees. Extraordinary first daughter. In connotation, her name also means beautiful to look at. So it means extraordinarily beautiful to look at. Now, we don't have to ask anybody about that. Everybody knows Palawan has even been voted by Travel and Leisure magazine #1 most beautiful place on all of Earth several years in a row. So, and there it is in Hebrew, rendering the very same. Never a mystery. How about Ta'al? Ta'al is Hebrew and Arabic. It means called out or summoned for a specific purpose. Wow. Dude, when that mountain wakes up, we better pay attention. Yeah. because there is a biblical spiritual meaning to it. There's a meaning. Last Shavuot, Ta'al, Ma'on, and Kanlaon, all three erupted on the same day on Shavuot, the biblical feast day. Why? Because the Philippines is not keeping the biblical feast, and it's crying out. That's why. Kanlaon did again this year on Shavuot again, same day. So, but what about Mount Mayon? Mayon means spring of water in Hebrew. Now, when Mount Mayon erupted, it was a water event. It's amazing how much water came from that mountain. And also, they'll tell you, if you go to Mount Mayon, it's known as having one of the purest waters on earth that come from that mountain. So it is known for water, and it's known as really the life spring, providing water to areas for many kilometers. Kanlaon is actually a mix of Hebrew and Greek. Kana, he, it, brought. And then, you continue. It's he brought the people of God. How does that get as a connotation on a mountain in the Philippines? Impossible. So then you have Surigao. Surigao, Princess of Redemption in Hebrew. Wow. I don't know what that story is, but there's got to be one there. Then you look at Mindanao, right? 2 words in Hebrew. Min is from, of, than, compared to, kind, species. Danao is they discuss. They speak for the species. You are the leaders. You are the leaders. That's what that means. So now, then you have Samal, right? And Samal is symbol, emblem, right? And it's funny because it's even shaped kind of like an ancient shofar. Who knows what that's about, but it is a symbol to the nation, to the world. Panabo, come and go before the face of God. How do these names get on places throughout the Philippines? It's impossible unless there is something to it. And that's our whole point with all of these. As we pull them all together, here's what we're really saying. We're not saying you have to agree with every connotation and every definition. It's okay. You don't have to. Please don't. It's all right. We don't expect that. However, having done this research and going down this track in thinking, we begin to understand that the Hebrew language has been so rooted in this area. It is amazing. And again, it's too far away from modern Israel. It's too far away in ancient times to be connected in language. It doesn't make any sense unless Ophir is true. Yeah. Right? And that's what you have here. Now, here's one of the last ones here is Davao. Dava in origin, and especially from the river, and it means menstruation. Now, that doesn't sound like much, but that is a cleansing through blood, a blood cleansing. The Philippines will be cleansed through blood, through Davao, Philippines. It starts here, and it's already started, folks. So you are part of it already. Mount Apo is Greek. We talked about that. Then you have so the Tagalogs called their creator god Bathala, right? Yeah. Now, we've seen the legends. We know he has Anitos and all these demons and all this stuff. That's just Jesuit nonsense they've added on top. But let's just look at the word, right? The creator god Bathala. Well, it turns out that Bath in Hebrew actually is a division of liquids. Well, wait a minute. Let's go back to creation. He separated the waters from the waters. See? Bath. Now, then you have the second part of it. You have Allah, not the Allah of Arabic. Okay, it's a different word. But this Allah is rib. Oh, wait, you mean like Adam's rib that was used to form Eve? in the creation account. You literally have two words that lead to the creation account. So the Creator God being named for the rib, right, makes perfect sense. These are connotations that make sense to me, and I don't have a problem with the word Badhala, even though I have a major problem with the legend because I don't believe it. I think it's been embellished and changed, and this is what they've done in the Philippines. Even the word Cebu is Hebrew. T-S-E-B-U is a Hebrew word. It means properly, will, concretely, an affair as a matter of determination, purpose. S-E-B-U in Hebrew means to take captive. Now you look at that and you say, well, take captive, that could be negative. Well, yeah, sure it could, but it could also be very positive because if you let him take you captive, that's a good thing, right? And that's where this leads because Sheba means oath. And that would be the same as take captive. Because you're allowing him to take you captive. You're making an oath. Now, these words, both of them come from the Hebrew word shabua. Shabu. Sheba. Same. And so all of this is the same family of words. It also means an oath, week, 7. It refers to the first Sabbath. These are all words in the same family, which is where Sheba comes from, which is really Cebu as well. They're all the same family. And that's why we say Cebu, Visayas, is Sheba. For that and lots of reasons. We showed you maps where we see that even labeled on maps over many centuries. Look at Malacanang. This is weird. This is 3 Hebrew words, but you realize Malak in Hebrew means angel. Means king. Wait a minute. The king in the palace? Oh, that makes sense. It's Hebrew. See, this makes perfect sense. And then you look at Akyan and Anan, and it actually comes together. Righteous priest to bring my brothers. Wow. Oh. We have a match there to Isaiah 60, verse 9, that, the ships of Tarshish will usher in the return of the lost tribes. This kind of thing is impossible, just impossible. And yet, we're finding it throughout. So, okay, you don't like that one? Check out this one, because this is direct Hebrew and really hard to dispute. We have this name of the Philippines, or a connotation, Maharlika. Where did that come from? They tell us it came from the Indian language, Sanskrit. The word in Indian is Mahardika, and the word Mahardika is still used by the Muslims to this day. Not Maharlika, and nor does it lead to Maharlika. Nonsense. It's not an etymology. No, the reason is they can't put it together because this derives from ancient Hebrew. Mahar is a Hebrew word. It means a bride purchased with a price. Wow. Wow. Lika means his, basically. His bride. Ooh. Ooh. How did that get on this land as a connotation for the whole nation? Well, how did this? Somehow, somebody tricked the Spanish into naming this Filipinas, right? Because Pili is a Hebrew word. Pili means miraculous. And Pina, as I told you before, he is our chief Pina, cornerstone. Miraculous cornerstone. Why? Because it's the land of creation. The cornerstone of all life is the Philippines. And there it is, the Hebrew name of this nation, even though that's the name in Tagalog today. I mean, this stuff is, people can argue with it, and that's fine. But again, if there's one connotation that you agree with, then we have agreement on this issue. Because all we're looking for as researchers is we're going through and we're trying to see, is there a possible connection here? We see that there is a very, very likely connection with several of these words and many more that we cover in Solomon's Gold series. But notice this too. Notice how the trench system at the bottom of the ocean floor actually resembles, and this is so odd, but it resembles when you look at the Marianas Trench, the Izu Trench, the Ryukyu Trench, and then you look at the Philippine Trench, and they all come together as one. Why? Because that's the Pisan River, the ancient Pisan River on the bottom of the ocean floor. but it looks like it forms what looks like a womb. And what's coming out of it? The Philippines, the origin, the land of creation, where the first children were born in all of history. How about that? So this is what we see when we look at these references. We find that there is indisputably Hebrew in the Philippines. And there's a reason why so many linguists have said that for so many years. And yeah, this is easy to ridicule. I understand that. That's okay. You don't like this video? Go watch the other 12, right? If you agree with them, we're good. It's okay. You can throw this one out if you don't like it. We happen to have found this is our most popular topic that we've ever covered. Our largest video is actually the Tagalog Hebrew video, and our second largest video is the English Hebrew video. So Filipinos love language because you speak so many, right? So this is something that witnesses to many. So, but for more on this, we cover so many more words. I mean, it's a massive chapter in the Search for King Solomon's Treasure. Go check it out. Read it for yourself. You can download it free in ebook. You can watch the videos as well. Also, it's available in Tagalog. And we translated even all of that into Tagalog as well. So even that was really hard for the translators, but they did it all. It's all Tagalog. And that's supported by a 300-page source book. We show you where we got those definitions from. We show you all of this. It's all sourced. We're not making stuff up. Anybody that says that is just a liar and disingenuous. They're not even trying to represent the truth. You don't have to agree with what we're saying on any point. That's okay. But to say we don't prove it, yeah, you can't say that. No one can. Then you have Garden of Eden Revealed, the Book of Maps. Go check that out. This will change your perspective. I don't care if you're an academic. I don't care if you're a Muslim. I don't care if you're a senator. I don't care if you're president. I don't care what you are, who you are, where you are. This is information that once you know it, you cannot unknow it. It will change your life. And I hope it changes everybody's here. Remember, we have the series, Solomon's Gold series, in English and Tagalog. So here we are in the studio one more time. I want to thank our audience. Thank you all for coming today. And always remember, prove all things for yourself. Yah bless to everyone. Amen.
And now, it's your turn. Many have asked for a small group study that they can lead themselves in their homes and churches, announcing the Lost Isles of Gold Small Group Study Guide, a 13-week reference that allows you to lead a group of any size. Simply invite friends and family into your home, play this video series once a week, and you can avail of the study guide of each week's questions, free in ebook, or purchase one copy on Amazon or Shopee Philippines, and we release the copyright for you to even photocopy as long as it is made free to attendees. Or contact us for bulk copies in large quantities. Yes, you can even apply the study on Zoom and similar platforms, and even download and play where there is no internet. For pastors, you can execute this in your small groups with this video teaching, or if you wish to teach this information yourself from the pulpit or in a class, contact us for direction, bulk copies, and we will even provide our presentation slides to assist you in doing so as part of the package for any size church, including mega. You can also raise funds by selling our books. The option is also available for many to host the God Culture in a launch in Restore Philippines conference to kick this off. This will ignite your group and equip them to disciple using this monumental revelation. Just email us at thegodculture@gmail.com and go to ophirinstitute.com for instructions and all the links, including the free ebook. It's time for this revelation to go viral throughout the Philippines and the world. This spark is about to explode. Be sure to tell us about your experience. Yah bless.
I saw 3 ships come sailing in.
Did the ships coming sailing in bring gold, frankincense, and myrrh to our Savior? Indeed, they were not on camels, and they offered their gifts by the shipload. Deep in the Vatican archives, a treasure was recently discovered. A document purporting to be written by the Magi themselves has surfaced. These were holy, sagacious kings, yes, kings, who originated in the Far East beyond India, from the land of the Garden of Eden, as David prophesied, from Tarshish, Ophir, and Sheba. That was never Persia, Arabia, nor India. Wait till you find out the Apostle Thomas made it to these famed isles. Knowledge is increasing, unraveling the mystery of the 3 kings, the lost ancient nativity restored. Get your copy today, free in ebook, or print worldwide on Amazon or Shopee Philippines. Go to ophirinstitute.com. Find the Garden of Eden and Land of Gold on your coffee mug? Oh yeah. Introducing Map Mugs by The God Culture, a collection of 12 containers featuring some of the most important maps ever created. You know, we did not want to slap our logo on merch and sell it. So, we figured out a way to give our viewers what they've been asking for. Gear that can be used for teaching. When you have friends over, watch them discover the garden and compare their different maps. This should spur a discussion often in which you can share what you have learned. Available in regular 11-ounce white, or get our color morphing mug. Just pour hot water and watch the garden and aisles of gold appear. Dude! Collect all 12 and make this a ministry with coffee or tea. Just visit thegodculture.com and order yours today. In the beginning, a garden was planted, enclosed within the earth, in the east, the Orient, Far East, says Enoch before the flood, and Noah, who lived there and mapped it in the Philippines. The Bible has always led there, and even Bible historians knew how to read the Hebrew, such as Josephus in 90 AD, Lactantius, an African, in 310. And in 550, Cosmos, the Greek monk and merchant traveler who went to the Indies, wrote in Alexandria, Egypt, Africa, Christian topography, and he mapped paradise as the Philippines. That map was even published in the Greek edition of the Bible at one time. A 6,000-year track record, forgotten today by illiterate scholars. They have no education on this topic. Let us explore this massive trove of ancient maps. Israel is not east, and a spring is a spring, not a river, and must be fed by a mega river, as its source and must connect to 3 other heads as well, all rivers, and actually salt water even. Can they read? Africa is not east, nor in Shem's far east, where the garden has always resided. Mesopotamia is the occult creation myth of the Nephilim. Nice, scholars. Modern rivers from rain did not even exist before the flood, and the Bible never uses the word Tigris ever in the original Hebrew. Why do modern scholars have no clue when the evidence is so vast? The Garden of Eden revealed, resolving the 6,000-year testimony marking the Far East. Now available in print only, no ebook, on Amazon and Shopee Philippines. Over 75 high-resolution color historic maps with accurate interpretation no one can truly dispute. Get your book now, and a new series begins.